Welcome to the She Pub Network, where we talk books, authors, and publishers. I am Shanita Finesse, CEO and founder of She Publishing LLC, and today we are um, we are going to be. This is season 4, episode 3. We are going to be talking about your mental mindset, worth and wellness, and the your powerful purpose. And we're going to be talking here with Marvin Michael O'Bryant, the author of I Woke Up Black. Now, before we get to talking about this very serious and important topic, I did want to do two things. First, I want to remind you of what we talked about the last episode, and then I just want to let you guys in on how to purchase and how to grab I Woke Up Black. So, what did we talk about last week? Well, let me remind you.
She.
Again, you're dropping more nuggets, like watching movies and pulling, maybe different things from what you're seeing on everyday news. And so you're bringing every day and you're making it fiction and you're wanting it to be positive but realistic. Realistic in how things can happen. So
One thing about being a fiction author is that when you write about a certain time, authors are basically a fixture of their times. So you got to write about what's going on around you. You got to use the situations or the current events of what's around you to help shape your story, to help people, because that helps people relate to it more. So basically, that's what I try to do in all my novels.
All right, so that was Mark, one of our authors. He is the author of several fiction books. He actually launched 6 fiction books in February, so he made history with us. So congratulations to him, and go out to YouTube and watch his show. Now, getting back to what we will be talking about tonight with author Michael O'Brien, the author of I Woke Up Black. And so, just in case you want to pick up this book, because I am absolutely sure that you're going to want to grab a copy of this book after tonight's conversation. So, how you do that? His book can be found on several platforms, but we are going to talk about the platform She Publishing LLC. So if you go to www.shepublishingllc.com, you will be presented to sign up to our B&B newsletter mag, our email subscription, so you can find out a little bit about what's going on with our author community. But right from our homepage, you can actually scroll down and you can find I Woke Up Black by Marvin Michael O'Brien. If you click on the actual book, and I really hope you can still see my screen, but you will be presented with his website and you'll see a lot of his other books. But if you actually click on I Woke Up Black, it will take you to his order page where you can purchase a copy of his book. So, yes, so without further ado, I'd like to now introduce and welcome the author of I Woke Up Black, What My Eyes Have Seen, My Ears Have Heard, and My Heart Has Felt, Marvin Michael O'Brien.
Hello there, lovely lady. How are you doing?
Good, and you,
Full of
man.
energy, full of energy, always. I am delighted and honored to be a part of the She Publishing family and to be here with you tonight. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So what we're talking about tonight is definitely important.
Okay.
Um and you definitely and you talk about it, these different things um in your book. So the first thing I like to say is, didn't you go to DC
Yes,
for
I
a book
did.
tour?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And it was a great adventure. Great adventure. I've never been to DC before and didn't know when I would get there. But this book allowed me to go visit DC and Maryland, Virginia area. They call it the DMV. I didn't know that. I kept hearing them say, I said, "What is DMV?" He said, "Oh, that's DC, Maryland, Virginia." And what an honor to just visit that city and to get to know some great people. And just the whole, just fun, had fun.
Yeah, I see. Y'all
Network.
left me behind, I see.
Yeah, we left you this time, but we don't plan to leave you no more.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
There you go. We miss you being there. Miss you being there.
Yeah, so the first thing let's get into is the mental mindset or men's mental health. Um,
Okay.
we can compare that to now. I just want to read. I'm going to be going through your book, kind of dissecting it, asking you some questions
Sure.
because I truly feel like um, mental health or mental mindset, whatever you want to call it, is all a combination of the experiences that you've gone through.
Yes.
And just I'm starting from the back of the book, the conclusion. It says, "My eyes have seen many things, my ears have heard many things, and my body has endured many scars. But at 55 years old, this world didn't change me to be what it wanted me to be. It was a slow process because I was meant to be shut out." So I'd like to know more about what that means and where you were going with that.
Well, going through life without a father, that's my biggest issue in a lot of things. I didn't have a father figure, and I had a father figure, but I didn't have a father in my life. I didn't know who my father was until I turned 50 years old. And I went through life angry. I was a bully. I played linebacker. I like to hurt people any way I can. I do whatever. I had a button that you if you just grazed it wrong, I address you and let you know you're going in the wrong direction. And I was just ready at all times to retaliate, hurt people. We just it just that's what I want. I want to because they say hurt people hurts people. And so I just wanted to, and football really was my out because I could get away with it on the football field. But even some of the guys now look back on my life, I'll be wondering, should I go and apologize to some of the guys I might have came off pretty rough at? And it's been bothering me as I get older now. They say your conscience bothers you, but I know I wasn't, I was dealing with some mental issues, you know, and
Wow. Hmm.
I feel that anybody that's feel left out and they not equal up to what everybody else is and supposed to be, we feel that we automatically feel cast out of the situation. Like when you go to, I used to go to my football games and all my friends' parents was there and nobody was in the stands for me. And I'm starting, and they's riding the pine and their parents are in the stands hooping and hollering for me. And I used to just be saddened about it, even though we won the game. I'd be like, I'm looking around, nobody's in the stands. And so when I needed questions answered about how to be a young man, your granddad is not going to tell you. All he's going to tell you is do what's right, do your chores around the house, and save your money. Don't spend all your money. But he's not going to tell you about the girls. He's not going to. Your true granddad. I had a true granddad, a deacon in the church. All that. He's not. He didn't break anything down to me about my teenage life, my middle school life. Nobody said anything about sex or girls or anything. So I didn't know. I didn't. I had uncles, but you only saw them with their girlfriends. But you were scared to even go. My uncles, you were scared to even approach them about what you should do or what you should say. So I basically had to learn everything on my own and just watch a lot of people. I'm a people watcher. So
Wow.
yeah, I didn't get anything other than go to church, look nice, iron your shirt. I got all the basics of how it should go, but I needed way more than what I was getting.
Yeah. And I think a lot of us can relate to what you're saying. A lot of the times, those conversations in our households were not being made, were not happening, I should
Right.
say. But like before I even dive even deeper into that part, I want to talk a little bit about your football career because in reading your story and what you just said was you were able to take out your anger, your frustrations out on the football field. And something in the book caught my attention. If you want to share a little bit about it, but
Of
I
course.
really was interested in the dinner about your football career. It 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 almost reminded me of The Blind Side.
Okay.
So can you let the viewers know how good you were and what this dinner was about?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well,
The dinner.
I was pretty good all through Little League. I won so many 5 trophies in Little League, best player of the year, offensive lineman of the year, defensive player of the year. I won all that. I walked away with 5 trophies. And then when I got to junior high, I walked away with best. I started for the eighth graders started for the ninth grader as an eighth grader and got best eighth grader of the year award. And then once I got to the 10th grade, something that never happens at my high school, it was like history made. I got moved up to the senior team my first day of practice. I didn't get to practice with the 10th graders, 11th graders. And I started after this fourth game because the senior linebacker, he got hurt with a pinched nerve. So I started for 3 years in a row and was captain of the defense.
Wow.
And so I was recruited by everybody, the big name schools. And so my point is, you in Illinois, I was recruited by what's Illinois is in Champaign, Illinois. I got to go
Yeah.
there on a recruit trip. I forget the name of the school. What is it? Yeah, some
That's
Illinois.
is that I think that's U of I in Urbana,
Yeah, orange and white or something like
Champaign.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Champagne. I went on a trip to visit there. But my point is, I didn't care nothing about football. I didn't like football. I played because you can hurt people on the field whenever you get ready. You got 4 quarters. So while people were out there just trying to play football, have fun, I'm picking out people that I'm finna run and hit them as hard as I can with my helmet. I got in a lot of trouble and with referees and stuff like that too, because everybody thought I played dirty. I had a different number every year, 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade, because I was
Wow.
considered a dirty guy. So I figured everybody would try to hurt me the next year when we play them again next year. So I
So
switched
you
numbers.
changed numbers.
I changed numbers every year. So so so,
Okay.
but you got to understand too, I played this tough guy because I felt if I didn't, I really wasn't a tough guy. I was a church going grandmama's boy, and searching for life, searching how to be a man, and I consider myself a wimp. I really wanted to be in the band and play the tuba, and so when my best friend talked me into going to play little league football, I was the biggest guy out there, and I don't even know the first thing to do. He finally talked me into it, and I watched this one guy play defensive end for like 3 or 4 days. I just sit on the sideline. So when they called me, gave me my uniform, put me in, I did exactly what he did. And the coach came and patted me on the butt. I'd never been patted on the butt before. It changed my life because it's almost like I needed that. I needed some validation that you somebody now. Because for the longest, I thought I was just grandma and grandpa boy. Just a good old boy cutting everybody's yard in the neighborhood, hanging around with all the old people. I didn't have no vision of what I wanted to be. I didn't have nobody lead me to what I need to be, tell him anything. So I was kind of like drowning in my sorrows, you know. And so when I made that first hit, I said, if I can keep getting that pat on the head and that pat on the butt, I'm gonna make that hit every day, every night, every game, every practice. So the dinner you're talking about. Like I said, I was going through craziness with my mom. We was about to fall out, and I had to move in with my grandmother twice next door. I didn't want to listen to what she was saying because I felt I was just hurt. I wanted to listen to a man. I'm tired of you telling me this. And people don't understand it. Mom is mom. Mom can nurse you. But we really want some serious authority. Young men really want to know they got a
Mhm.
strong dad. And when they dad say that garage better be cleaned out when I get home, that opens their mind. I can go down there and ride my bike, but I better be home and get that garage cleaned out before daddy come, because I know what he's gonna do to me. When your mother have you to do something, or grandmother, and you don't do it, you don't expect them to whoop you. Or you expect them to say, didn't I tell you to do this? I thought I told you, and all that. So you just, I'm gonna get it, mom. But when a real man says, have that yard cut when I come home this evening, that young man needs to feel that authority, that I call that anointing from a man, that strong voice, and he mean that. He ain't smiling at you. I didn't get that. I got it from my granddad. But I wasn't with him all the time.
Right.
So the
Wow.
dinner that you're talking about was I was good, so good. So when they found out I was gonna leave in Bluff, Arkansas, and go stay in Little Rock with my great grandmother, who my great grandfather had just passed away. I don't want to call no names. They probably wouldn't mind it, but I don't want to call no names.
Yeah.
This wealthy family, I played football with their sons and stuff like that. And they got whiff and they told their dad. His dad was a big person in my city, big time. He came and asked me what was going on at home. He asked me, could I come over for dinner? And he told me that he had heard that I was going through a few things. I'm thinking about going to school in Little Rock. He said, we can't have that. We got to keep you here. So he said, how would you like to come and have dinner at the house? I said, no problem. Out of respect, of course, So I went and we sat down with the whole family, and I was kind of nervous because I didn't know if I had on the right clothes, because they wearing polos and eyes and duck heads, and I don't have all that. But they treated me so nice. And so after dinner, the father sat and talked with me by himself. Well, before that, he talked with me by himself, and then he had the family to come back in and wanted to know, would they have a problem if Marvin moved in with us and went to school here, stayed with us while he go finish high school? Everybody said, no, we do not have a problem, because I was just that cool guy that everybody really liked. And so I told him, he said, think about it. He said, but we can't lose you. We got to keep you here. He asked me what was going on. I told him me and my mama were bumping heads and all that kind of stuff. So he was like, well, we want to keep you here. And so he said, think about it and get back with me, and we can make it happen. And he could have, because he got it like that. But I got home and got in my bed a couple of days. I kind of looked at the ceiling, and I said to myself, I thought about my grandmother, my granddad, they well up to do people in the community, church going people, my mom, my uncles there. I said, what would they say? What would the town say? What would they say when they friends? I heard your grandson is living over there with the so-and-so out by the hospital. I said, I can't do that. I couldn't put my family on Front Street, as if they couldn't do their job, or my mom couldn't do her job. So I told him no. And just so happens that I still got a chance to stay in Pine Bluff and play for the Zebras. And it was great. It was very great.
Wow.
But I could easily took that opportunity, but it had never been heard of. Then I heard later in life that Dennis Robinson, that's what happened to him, that type of deal.
Yeah. Like I was just saying, like, it reminded me of that movie, The Blind Side, when the football player was with a different family and everything.
That's right. Oh yeah, I could relate to all of that. That could have been me. 40 years ago. 40 years ago. So, but I managed to make it through. But mental, a lot of people don't understand. I don't mean to take over your interview, Ms.
Yeah, no.
Understand that I go and speak to students all the time when I go book signing. Before this book, I've been to every barber school in Texas, blacks and basically most Hispanic, but mostly black. And I go to high schools and stuff like that and talk to the students and stuff. And I have everybody, after I finish talking with them, I have them come by and shake my hand. I got that from my pastor. He always want to know who's in the audience and want to know how you felt about his message. Come by and shake my hand. So I have the students come by and I asked them in high school, what do you plan to do when you graduate? And they give me this $1 million answer. Do you know what that is, Miss Shanika?
I don't. Maybe a
Wait a minute.
basketball
You
player
just said
or
it.
artist. They
You
don't
just,
know.
I don't know.
Wow.
And so I asked myself, how does a person go from kindergarten, preschool, kindergarten, in middle school, junior high, high school, all this stuff, and get to be a senior? And the answer you come up with is, oh no. Now,
Wow.
and guess what? When we said we was going to do this interview, I asked the question. I asked myself, why? I can explain to you why now because it's been giving me. I've found the answer. God has given me the answer.
Okay.
When a young kid doesn't have a man in his life to put inside of him the future by saying, okay, boy, now you good with your hands, you might ought to try to get into auto mechanics or carpentering. When you don't have nobody to kind of guide you along the way, you're blind like Stevie Wonder. Because you, guess what he said? I don't know. So when a kid say, I don't know, that means he's not certain. He's not for sure.
Yeah.
So in grandmas and moms, and I know you're a mom too, and I know a lot of moms, we think because we provide a roof over their head, buy them clothes, tennis shoes, buy them pizza when they ask for the tacos, or all that good stuff. We just a provider, but
Yeah.
we're not implementing anything into here. And every young kid needs to have a comfort zone. So for instance, Miss Shanika, if I'm your son and I'm 7 years old, because this is how me and my mama was. I'll tell you a story one day. It's so funny, it's true. If every time my mom had a boyfriend came over and I'm in my 9, 10 years old, I felt that I was the man in the house. So I didn't show him no respect at all. This is my house. How you gonna come in here and spend the night or kick your shoes off, eat
Okay.
my mom? No. I've been here. So I was a very abusive to my mom's boyfriends. And real quick, and I'll be through. I'll let you finish. I know we're on time. One time she got a new boyfriend. I loved him to death. He's passed. He's stone up. I didn't know him at first. And quickly, I come in school one day and she worked at night. He's in there playing dominoes and spades with about 4 or 5 of his friends, and they drinking. And at this time, I'm cut up like Holyfield, Vander Holyfield, Mike Tyson. I'm in the 11th, 12th grade. So when I came in, I didn't speak. I guess they got a little uncomfortable. So they got up from the domino table and went to the living room, started watching Monday Night Football. So I come in there, took my shirt off. I got bust. I went in the living room and grabbed the remote and turned it on what I wanted to watch and sit down with him.
Oh.
So this is what one of his friends said. It's so funny. He said, well, I guess we'll catch you tomorrow, man. We catch you tomorrow. So everybody started leaving. One by one. Even he left. And so that's how a lot of times I had to move in with my grandmother because I wasn't having it. So I was a protector of my mom. What most young men don't want to know that they're the protector of their mom. They want to know their dad is the protector of their mom.
Yes.
A young man don't have a safety zone when he lives with his mama by himself. He's not comfortable because he know men, especially his mom, looks good, nice body and shape, looking good, driving nice. He knows men. He's not crazy. He can hear men saying, how you doing, ma'am? You looking good today. So he studied getting this manhood. He really don't know how to be a man. So every night he's going to bed on eggshells because he don't know how to be the man, but he got to be the man because he got to protect his mom from this world. And when you've been of a mom that has tried to make it, do the best she can and fail, it really destroys a man's spirit, a young kid's spirit. Like the lights get cut off for 2 days, or the water. My water got cut off for about 3 or 4 days, and I just happened to look at the bill. The bill was just $23. So
wow.
I had to go out in the front in the morning, get up early before I used to. Before I used to get up early, before my time. I'm sorry, and take that little iron rod and go out there and turn the water on so I could take a bath. Then you got to get out there and turn it off before the bus comes. And one day I was running late and the bus pulled up. I'm out there turning the water with the iron rod, and everybody's on the bus laughing. Black men with single black mamas go through a whole lot pressure because
Yeah.
I don't care who else we're not gonna let mama down, and we ain't gonna let big mama down. We're not gonna do it. Now, I'm sorry, you got me on the roll here.
No.
You got me on the roll. So I've been through it all, but not it all, but most of it all. That
Yeah.
single parent wore me out. That no dad wore me out. I got to where I was talking to women crazy, and just bitter, man, cursing people out, and I wasn't that person. I was not that person. So so everybody today, as 56 years old today, I have a birthday May 1st. I try to be better tomorrow than I was yesterday or today. I
Yeah.
try to be better. I try to taste my words before I spit them out. I try to not say curse words, even though you have road rage and stuff. I used to holler back out the one and throw the finger up, blow the horn. I don't do that no more. So I'm trying to be a better man. So I'm kind of teaching myself. And I think that's a miserable thing when I'm catching up. You know how it is, a person 30, 40 years old want to go back to college, 50. It's kind of
Yeah.
like you got to go backwards. I don't want to go backwards. That's a waste of time. But hey, sometimes we got to do what we got to do.
Yeah. So I think you said a lot of things.
I do too.
A lot of no, you said a lot of meaningful things,
Yeah.
and I had to I literally had to jot down and take some notes about this stuff because, I am not a man. I'm a
Oh yeah.
woman.
Yes.
So for us to be sitting here having this conversation, I truly appreciate you for opening up, being vulnerable, saying these things. And even in your book, you opened up and you were vulnerable about those things. You talked about, needing someone to give you that validation,
Yeah, man.
you know,
Yeah, man.
needing a role model, needing
Oh my
somebody. And I think that's one of the things that
God.
sometimes we mess up. And that's that we think that our kids are going to be upset with us when we discipline them, but they're yearning for that discipline.
Can I slide in real quick?
Slide in.
I want to slide in like the Temptations. I heard Gerald Osteen out of Houston, Texas.
I like
And
Joel Osteen. We got to
yeah,
visit him. We got to
yeah,
visit that church when we go.
let's do it.
Okay.
He said these words. He said one Saturday, he went to school, high school, with this bully that used to beat up everybody. The bully lived right across the street from him, but never picked on him. And so Saturday mornings, the bully would come over his house so they can go upstairs and play video games.
Mm-hmm.
And so Gerald Osteen dad, while he was up there playing games, Gerald Osteen dad hollered upstairs, Gerald, I thought I told you to get up and empty that trash, and when you get up and take the trash and boom, 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 boom. And Gerald jumped up and went downstairs and took the trash. When he got back upstairs, the bully was crying. And he said, what's wrong? You don't have to go home. He said, no, that's not what he said. I wish I had that, what you got.
Wow.
That authority is so important
Yeah.
to a young kid. See, a young kid is nothing but an empty bottle of wine. I'm going to use a bottle of wine.
Dag, a bottle of wine.
An empty bottle of wine, there's no wine is in there.
Okay, an empty bottle of wine. Okay.
So my point, I was using that example.
Yeah.
It's a pretty car. It's a car that's shining like new money with armor all on it, smelling good, with no gas. So until a man pour into a man, a woman can't be a woman until she's been right, get that mother's will. Now she is a woman, she's a lady, but we're talking about a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get that. You don't get that unless you've been around big mama, grandmama, mama, a good mother, and a good aunties, and all that good stuff. Everybody's leaving everybody to fend for themselves. Uncles are not stepping up no more. Aunties are not stepping up no more because aunties and uncles are doing what the nephews and nieces are doing. We're getting high, we're kicking it, we turned up.
Mm-hmm.
But that ain't gonna get them in school. That ain't gonna get them the future. You can help them do what's wrong by out there kicking it and turning it up. But I didn't have those kind of uncles. I had some uncles. If my mama called him and told him I was drinking or smoking, they come in to see me. It ain't gonna be nice. It's not gonna be nice. My aunties, and I tell people I didn't have just a mother, I had a mama daddy. You don't know what that is, do you?
Is that a mother who's a dad too, or
That's a mama daddy, which means she ain't whoop
okay?
me with no switches and stuff. She got these right here. And boy, look here, one of the worst things that'll house you in a dish rag. That wet dish
But
rag, it'll
nah,
leave
I got the what you just say
dish rag or
no,
house you,
oh my gosh, the cord.
extension
What's
cord. I did
yes.
too. I
Oh
got it
my
all.
goodness.
I got it all.
Okay, look,
You ain't never got
I
you ain't
got a
never got
project mama.
there you go. You never got whooped. My mom tricked me one night. She told me she was gonna get me the night she came home from work. She didn't get me that night. She got me the next night. So I thought she forgot about it.
You
She
know how
said,
they
"Marvin,
do.
you done took your bath." I said, "No." She said, "Get in there and take your bath. You don't have to go to bed without." She came in there with the extension cord while I was in there playing
Got
with a
you.
little. Ooh, got whooped out the tub. You don't know nothing about that. You too young.
I know about that.
Shoot.
Okay, ask Mama She. I know about that.
So
Okay.
I tell my she's 72 now, doing well. I tell her all the time, I said, "Mama, you didn't give me enough whooping." I told her I thank her for all the whooping she gave me because
Yes.
I that's the only time I felt that realness that I was somebody. A lot of people think that if you discipline, you don't love them. But a man,
Exactly.
yeah, I don't know where they get that from, but discipline to me and holler that mean I got your attention. You care about me. You know, you mad at me because I let you down. I don't want to let you down.
Right. That's this generation. I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
this
this
generation.
generation may feel that way, but my mindset is if I discipline you, I'm saving you from something that you
Do
could
that.
be doing
Do that. Do
somewhere else. So my next question to you is that so because you went through all these different experiences, some not so good, some great, because you've had some really great experiences too in the midst of you being,
yes.
if I
Yes.
could say, angry.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so, with you loving your mom and your grandmother
And great grandmother.
and great grandmother, and
Yeah.
I probably should have put that there. Why did you do some of the things that you did to maybe women? You know
Well,
that you
and that's a good question. Hurt is just hurt to me, and uh, I was upset that I didn't. A lot of pretty women used to like me, but I was afraid because I didn't have the proper gear to be at. I went to real my junior high school. Everybody was wearing penny loafers, Calvin Kleins. I didn't get to wear that all the time, and so when women were and back then, if women like you back then, and you was the man, they got mad at you when you didn't like them. So they would say things to me. Oh, you think you stuck up, or you think you this? Like, no, I don't. I just, I didn't. I don't want to talk to you.
Mhm.
My mind went on a girlfriend in the junior high age, but I finally got into it. But yeah, I don't know. I because I come from some good women. I just wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't
Yeah.
happy with myself. Uh,
So yeah, still it's like you were the protector, and I'm just taking some stuff from your book, but you were a protector, and so you said your grandfather had passed away,
my great grandfather.
and your great grandfather had passed away, and then you remember overhearing a phone call
Yes,
with your great grandmother,
and her
and
daughter, my grandma.
then yeah, so can you talk
Well,
about
my
that?
great grandmother and her husband, who raised me from day one, they raised me,
Mhm.
and so everything they did, I was all about them. I used to pray to God, take me before you take them, because I wouldn't be able to take it. They were my everything. They
Wow.
was my everything. I remember my great grandma bathing me in the sink as a little old bitty baby. I never forget that. So my point is, my grandmother, which is her daughter, and my mama's her daughter's daughter. So we lived next door, and I heard my grandmother talking to my great grandmother who lived in Little Rock. We
Mhm.
lived in Pine Bluff at the time. She said somebody, since my great granddad passed, about a month or two later, she said somebody been coming to the back door, the back window trying to. I can hear him trying to get in. I have to get up. When I heard that, I jumped on my cousin's motorcycle.
Mhm.
And I don't even have a motorcycle license, but he had a Honda automatic. You didn't have to change any gears. I told him I needed to use it. I went, got it, shot the little rock about 45 minutes away, went to parked the motorcycle in the backyard. My great grandfather, we used to go hunting. So he had a 12 gauge and he bought me a 22 when I was about 5 or 6 years old. I went and we had a front porch screened in on the main street, everybody walking by. I went and got my granddaddy's shotgun and sit out there on that porch.
On
My
the front
grandma
porch.
sit on the front porch and
Yes.
clean it, letting everybody see it. And I went and got mine. So my grandma got a phone. She said, "Boy, what are you doing here?" I said, "Oh, nothing, just came to spend the weekend with you." She said, "What you doing with these guns?" I said, "Oh, just cleaning them." But I was sending a message.
Yes.
Sending a message. And believe if you were to talk to my sister and brother, everything that I told you I was going to do to you, I did that as a kid. All my uncles will tell you, I used to throw butcher knives at them. You know,
Oh
go
my
get the gun.
gosh.
Everybody around. I was mental. I'm not a bad person. It's just hurt people. Hurt people.
Yes.
They used to make fun of me because I was the youngest. You can't go. You ain't got no bike. And I would just go in that house and get a butcher knife and come out and throw it. Start throwing it. Get out of here. So here's my thing. God tells me now at 50 something, I carried you through all of that to make you be the person that I want you to be. I didn't let your father be in your life for a reason. I gave you the grandparents so that you can learn how to be a good person. And you did that. I put you in church. You was in church all the time, going back in the evenings to church. I used to love to wear suit and ties because all the old ladies used to tell you how handsome you were. And all the girls used to sit on the back row and tell you, you can hear them whispering. I needed that. So I went to church all the time. I went to church all the time with my grandma and all that, great granny, all that. So, but when I started making money, I forgot about church, forgot about God. And he gave me everything I asked for. When I say everything, I used to just say, God, you're just too good to me. He gave me everything I asked for. All the cars I wanted, the jewelry, fine clothes, money. I had money just running out my nose, almost my ears. And I put him aside. And I guess he was testing me. He had to be. And he told me one day I was driving down the street in my Corvette, top down, sunny day, 12 noon. I'm at the red light. And he says these words to me: "I'm going to take everything from you." And I look up. I said, "No, you not, God." I said, you love me too much. You're not going to do me. He said, "Yeah, I'm going to take it from you." He said, "I'm not going to take it all at once. I'm going to take it and give it to somebody who don't even deserve it." Wow. He did just that. I can't sweeten it up. No, I had a house full of furniture making big money. I had 4 or 5 barbershops rolling. I started selling stuff out of my house for no reason. Anybody need a VCR? Anybody want a DVD? Anybody need an extra TV? Just giving it away until my house was empty. And so I said, and he gave my barbershop to some men that didn't even have barber license. So wow. And they worked for me, was still in school. When I said strip me down to nothing, I got all the way down to 1 pair of underwear. 1 pair.
Wow.
And I'm driving Jaguars, Mercedes, and Versace shirts, took it all. And then let me tell you how he really just, anybody else probably would have committed suicide, or anybody else probably would have left town and just didn't want to hide him. I had to go work for the people that he gave my barbershop to for a year. So customers coming in, they didn't change the name on the shop. Customers saying, "Marvin, what you change the name for?" I say, "I don't own it anymore." "What do you mean you don't own it anymore?" I say, "They own it. I don't own it." Right. They like, so all the barbers quit. The barbers that I had working for me, they all was there working, 15, 16 of them. And they left and went other places. And I stayed there and worked. Because he told me, "I'm going to bring you out, but you got a lesson learned. You on the front line. You were my number 1 draft pick, and you let me down. You fumbled the ball. So I'm not gonna cut you. I'm gonna put you on the bench for a while. Yeah. And let you absorb how grateful I wanted you to put you. It's way past barbershops, way past cars and jewelry and all that. I wanted you to be a spokesman for me. to the world. And when I
Wow.
understood that, guess what? I don't have to have no fancy cars no more. I don't have to have none of that because that wasn't my purpose. I was
Yeah.
trying to get it myself. I thought I was doing it. When he let me know that, yeah, that's why I got you where you at, because you thought you were doing it. You were patting your own self on the back, having a good time with your entourage at the club, everybody with your suits on, you buying the bar and all that good stuff, blowing money. You thought you were doing it. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna let you sit it out, and then I'm gonna bring you back. I think you'll be ready, but on my time, when I think you're ready. Because I done asked him many times, God, put me in. Put me in.
Right.
I got my shot down. I'm in shape. Put me in. He said, not yet. You're not ready.
Yeah.
And he said,
Yeah.
so.
Keep going. What was you about to say?
No. So he even tests me still.
Yeah.
He send nice cars my way. He send, I meet pretty women all through the day. And guess what I tell them? Have a nice day. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It don't even move me anymore. When you learn what your purpose is, you put yourself aside. You thought you needed the Versace shirts and the big house and this that. It's not about that, because
Mm-mm.
we all here a small length of time. And if in a lot of times, a lot of times, uh, you chasing all this stuff, and all you need to chase is him and happiness. He know I'm not a holy roller, but I love him so much to where I just wake up right now. I've been waking up 3:30, 4 o'clock. When I go use the restroom, I come back out and take a pillow and put it on the floor and get on my knees and start praying for the world.
Yes.
And my biggest thing, and I'll be done and let you ask me whatever. My biggest thing is, when you've been through something as cold blooded as I have, he gave me the world, and I saw it leave me just like somebody say some dust out their hand.
Yeah.
You want to try your best to tell others you don't have to go that route. You don't have to. You might can't make it. You might not be as strong as I am. I tell anybody, I know I'm a chosen one. I might not be no preacher out there in no church and all that, but and I don't see hate. I don't hate nobody. I don't judge nobody, and I definitely not racist. I'm not prejudiced. I'm not racist or prejudiced.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. If somebody need help, I don't care what color you are, how tall, short. It don't matter. If you need help, I got you. I got you.
Yeah. Man, look, I thank you for sharing all these things. And if anybody like has any questions, if anybody who's watching has any questions, please go ahead and put your questions in the chat. We're about 44 minutes in, and I believe we're gonna have to have a part two to this conversation. But
Yeah.
one of the things that you mentioned, you had all of this, you had, the cars. I read in your book about a car that you got, and you had this great credit and just some challenges, but you got that car with no money down, just the different things that you've gone through and experienced. But I do want to say money. Feel like money is the thing that gets people all the time in a situation that's just not necessary. It's like, why is it always about the money?
Well, it's in the Bible. The love of money is the root of all evil. It's in the Bible, written many, two, some thousand years ago, whatever. My point is this. Can I say this? I know we're on a time
Mhm.
schedule.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I just had a person in my car told me, "Sir, you ever been to Africa?" I said, "No." He said, "You need to go to Africa." I said, "Why you say that?" I said, I thought about it, but I don't really want to." He said, "Listen, I went to the Africa." They said, "I went to Africa when I was a kid." Basically, he said, over there, nobody's worried about a car. Nobody's worried about fancy clothes. Nobody's worried about lobster and shrimp. Nobody's worried about their hairstyle. He said they got peace.
Hmm.
They got care and love, and they willing to help tote water, this and that. He said it changed his life. So my point is, we have been introduced to all these material things, and that's what happened to me. when I was in Arkansas, didn't have everybody else driving IROC Z28s. I'm walking to the skating ring, me and my buddy. And I said to myself, God, when I ever get on my feet, I'm gonna make up for what I've always what everybody put in my face. I'm gonna get it. And I did it. I did it. So my point
Mhm.
is, when we stop searching for validation to be somebody through materialistic things, I think that's what make the drug dealers sell drugs. I think that's what make people kill each other over money.
Mhm.
And I think jealousy, oh my God, I had somebody break that down to me. They said it's okay for people who hate you, be a hater, hate on you. That's good. All a hater's gonna do is talk about you behind your back. But what you need to worry about is that person that envy you.
Oh,
A
yes.
person that envy you will try to take money off you, tear you down, and get you put in jail, get you killed, all
Yes.
that type of thing. Be careful of that. You need to check your circle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look, and I know we come into
Oh
time,
yes.
but it's
Okay.
something in the book that says, I just want to read this part.
Okay.
It says, everyone that's in your circle ain't in your square.
That's right.
Everyone that's standing behind you don't have your back. If
That's
the
right.
room that you walk in doesn't light up, you're in the wrong room.
That's right.
Just because you are family by blood doesn't mean you are family by love.
Right. I
Wow.
live that. I live that. I live that. I live that. So
Yeah.
that's why I'd say that that book I titled "I Woke Up Black" is because I lived the life of a true black person that didn't have a dime, went without, was happy when I didn't have nothing, and but then when I started to grow and get into girls and meet guys and parents had money to buy them Z28s and colorlesses, I'm like, how did they get that? So anyway, so I went mad at the world. I said, I'm finna get this money. I ain't playing football no more. I'm finna get this money. And I went out there and I worked my butt off. And I bought Jaguars, Mercedes, convertibles, Corvettes, antiques. I was possessed with things. And that let me know if you're living wrong, it don't last long. I didn't need all that stuff,
Wow.
but I needed the validation. The black community, you're nobody without a name or some things. Oh, that's
Mhm.
just Marvin. Who is that walking around? Oh, it's Marvin. He been around there a long time. But get a new car. Get
Exactly.
get a good job, and they let them see you move out the hood and get a. Oh, that's the man. That's my boy right there. Oh man, that's kinfolk. Nobody brags on a broke person, and that's why
Mm.
a lot of dads are being really treated bad because grown men made mistakes when they got with your mom and had you. He didn't know how to be a man, so he hustled. He did what he thought he could do on a lot of occasions, and when he got mad at his girlfriend, he jumped on her because he's hurt, and he heard she was doing this with Bruce, another guy across town. Heard she,
Mhm.
and it's all kind of crazy stuff. Why the black man is in the penitentiary right now, and your dad ain't nothing. I told you your dad ain't gonna do this. I told you he wasn't coming to your birthday party. He might have couldn't come. He didn't have a dime to give him. No black man. We got too
Right.
much pride to show up at a birthday party. Our little daughter's 6-year birthday party. We didn't even buy a soda. Didn't even get a haircut. Man, black men are going have been through some rough times. It ain't you, black lady. It ain't. It's the white world that when he wake up in the morning and stretch his arms and walk out that door, the pressure goes boom.
Yes. Yes.
You got to put up with
So,
all.
yeah. So, I want us to finish this conversation.
Okay.
So we got to have a part 2. I want to
Okay.
talk about I want to talk about more of the mental part of it. I want to talk about the pressures,
You.
of a man. And maybe we can bring
Mm.
another man of she on board who wants to talk more about this because I want to know more about this. I think me and the audience want to know more about this topic in this conversation.
Yes.
Um, yeah, from the man of she, like who I could truly think of is there's several books that we've published that
Hmm.
has to do with this, just like Hidden Feelings Revealed, like the the hidden feelings that
Yes.
men.
Right. Royce.
Exactly, Royce.
Yes.
Another book that were recently published, Did I Make You Proud?
Oh my God.
That's a man telling his
Oh
story.
my God.
Street Retribution by Mark. It
Yeah.
talks about the street, the hood, the stuff
Yeah,
that
man.
you guys go through. Even when it comes to drugs,
Yeah.
the effective use of spiritual tools.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pastor, we may have to bring Pastor on board, so he can give us some prayer. You know what I'm
Gotta
saying?
have it. Gotta have it. I love it.
But I think
Love it.
maybe we need to go ahead and have a part two and talk more about the pressures, of you guys. You know what I'm saying? I thought my dad was a superhero until I became an adult,
Yeah.
and finally realized like he has feelings too.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
I need to reach out and touch
Oh
my
my
dad
goodness.
sometimes.
Oh
I
my
need to talk to my husband sometimes.
goodness.
It's just, you guys go through a lot. And again, I just thank you for being vulnerable.
Yes.
But we are going to do a part two so that, we can get out more. I want you to share what you want to share with us.
Oh yes. I'm always available, and I'm letting you know it's an honor and a privilege to be able to share with you. So I thank you for once again for even choosing me to come on tonight. And it's needed, man. It's needed. I'm a better person now because age have kicked in, and wisdom has kicked in, and experiences has kicked in. And
Absolutely.
I just wish I could talk to all young men and let them know you don't sell yourself one night because those bars they're not gonna let you go tomorrow. What you did tonight, last night. Think about it.
Exactly.
Think about it, young women. Just because he's cute and fine don't mean he's a man and responsibility. It's responsible. I was a oops baby. You might be too young.
Well, no, I know the oops baby is. It was a oops. You know what I'm saying? I didn't mean to have you, but even though you say that, it wasn't. You wasn't a oops because you're here. It
Yeah,
was purpose for you to be here.
gotcha.
Everything that you've
That's positive.
experienced
Yes.
is you experienced it and you're able to share with us. And look, you still standing.
No doubt.
So,
No doubt. No doubt. So in other
so
words, I was coming anyway.
you was coming anyway. Okay.
Might have
So
missed a few trains, but I was on my way now.
now, is there any final words? We got about 3 minutes. Any final
Um,
words before we, do part two?
I just wish people would think more for forgiveness because we all have made mistakes, especially with women that went through a bad baby daddy and all that good stuff. Men make mistakes because they don't know, and even though they might know what they're doing, but they may not know the consequences or thought about the consequences. So my deal is, man, when we fuss and fight, we don't do nothing but hurt that child, and and we don't do nothing but hurt each other. Stay bitter and mean and this person for a lifetime. They're not worth it. Learn how to be friends. Learn how to get over it, and ask for God for strength, and understand it. That's my final words. And love, 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 love all you can. Love too much. Love too much.
Yeah. So look, we're gonna get into it's a book that I collaborated in. It's called My Love Letter to Myself.
Okay.
The our love letters to the world. You know what? I gotta pull that book, but we're gonna talk about that
Okay.
because I don't know if you have even written a love letter to yourself.
No, I haven't.
So all right, well, we gonna get into it at the next show. So again, I thank you for
Yes.
being a part of the Sheep Hub Network tonight,
Yes.
and we are
Thank you.
going to see you for a part two.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
You know I'm in it too.